Today I'm doing a reading talk. It's about diet, and it's a lecture I usually give my diabetic clients. But recently I went to a party and somebody said, "Don't you have something for me for my heartburn?" And I said, "Well, yeah, it's very easy. If you eat the wrong stuff, you're gonna get heartburn, and if you eat the right stuff and the right combinations, you won't get heartburn." Um, so my basic principle is the principles of the low GI diet for diabetics. If you send me your email address, I'll share the document with you. So I'm going to read it because I don't want to forget anything. But it's the principles of the low GI diet for diabetics. And the goal is to keep your blood sugar levels low, stable, to reduce the need for insulin in the body by eating food that takes longer to break down into sugar. When the blood sugar levels stay low, the need for insulin is also low. And you should invest in a book about the low GI cooking book. The one I really like is Rick Gallup's book, The Low GI Diet, because it works. And the food actually tastes good. I have a lot of those recipes. That's actually family favorites at the moment in my house. Okay, great. So, what the secret is about eating right is you have to drink your 2 liters of water. 1 liter before 12 o'clock, 1 liter after 12 o'clock, lunchtime, 12 o'clock. That's sort of in my head how I lay it out. Otherwise, it becomes something I have to ponder about. And then you have to eat 6 times a day. Now, the principle is don't stretch your time between food so long that you end up emptying the fridge, eating everything, or buying stuff that you shouldn't be eating. So it's just to keep your blood sugar level, you need to feed often. So that's how it works. It's not difficult. You run like an engine, like a car that you have to put gas in. So my suggestion, and I've worked it out, is like 8 o'clock you eat breakfast, 1 o'clock you eat lunch, 6 o'clock you eat dinner. And then in between you do a 10:30 snack and a 3:30 snack and a 8:30 snack. So 8 o'clock, 10:30. 1 o'clock, 3:30. 6 o'clock, 8:30. Great. And it's not just about eating less sugar. A lot of people say, oh, if I'm a diabetic, I shouldn't eat sugar. No, it's not that. Sugar is hidden everywhere. With all kinds of food have sugar in it. And you should start insisting on knowing what is in the food that you eat, especially if it doesn't have labels. If what you are eating has nothing on the label, you should not be eating it. Stick to fresh produce that can be prepared from scratch or even eaten raw. I always say it's food that rasps its way down, it rasperkos, and that means that it helps your digestion. And it takes longer to dissolve and doesn't spike your blood sugar. Now, why insulin is not such a bad thing? Now, insulin, people always say, oh, I'm a diabetic, but at least I'm not on insulin. Now, insulin is a good thing. It gives your body a time to rest and recover. When your blood sugar levels have been high for a long time, especially when you are just diagnosed with diabetes, it works like pickling your organs versus giving your body a break. So it's been found that the severity of diabetes can be delayed with insulin initially, even if you then continue on just pills treatment. So insulin is like a holiday for your body. It recovers like, it doesn't have to worry about the sugar levels. So that's very important. So insulin is a good thing. It's your friend. And it's amazing that we have the technology these days that you can take insulin, because in the past it was quite a challenge if you go into the history of diabetes. So testing your blood sugar regularly. I find a lot of people go to the doctor, they're diagnosed with diabetes, and then they just don't pay attention to it. They drink the pills and they go home. You know, every day, pills, 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 and that's not their problem anymore. They've just transferred the responsibility to the doctor and the pills, where actually you should be a participant and a team member of your care, because if you don't pay attention, your body will make you pay attention, and then you might get a short leg or need dialysis and all kinds of bad stuff. You just don't want to go there. Just pay attention when you need to pay attention, and then keep it up. So build it into your daily routine, like brushing your teeth and, you know, It's just one of those things. You have to put it into your routine. If you're a diabetic, you're a diabetic. It comes with responsibility. So blood sugar in the long run, out of sight, out of mind. If you are not testing your blood sugar regularly, preferably daily, you are neglecting it. And it ends up leading to complications of diabetes sooner than you think. So test your blood sugar that you know what's going on, and that's just how it is. I know my dad used to keep log books of his sugar, but you know what? He was very religious about it, and I respect how much time he spent on it. You don't have to be as diligent as he was, but just to know what's going on. You cannot not test your blood sugar. If you're diabetic, you need to know. And also to keep people safe around you. If you're driving a car, you need to know what your sugar is, because if you have a blood sugar that's dangerously low or high, you put other people at risk on the road with you. So now let's talk about diet. Obviously, you're going to drink your water. And if you have a high blood sugar, the quickest way to lower your blood sugar is to drink water, but it doesn't last long. So that's just put that out there. Now, then you have to eat fat and oils. I actually have a little bit of an example here. Okay, let me just read it first. Limit the use of fat and oils. Olive oil and canola oil can be used, but only a teaspoon at a time. And even spray and cook is a good addition to your cupboard. And fruit and vegetables. Fruit should be limited to 1 per meal. Try to eat vegetables instead. Try vegetables dipped in hummus or even yogurt. That makes it taste better. And avoid tropical fruits with high sugar levels like honeydew, melon, watermelon, apricots, bananas, kiwis, mangoes, papaya. Avoid beets, corn, pumpkin, squash, potatoes. That's the vegetables. So there's a couple of, the tropical fruit and the vegetables are the ones that's more sweeter, usually very delicious. If it's very delicious, you must know it's probably not good for you. It's just about not spiking your blood sugar. Protein is the dairy. Use no fat milk, no fat sugar with artificial sweeteners. Avoid cheese, too much fat. Then you get nuts. If you use nuts, only almonds 8 or hazelnuts 8. Now, nuts can also fall into the fats and oils. So here is a protein, but it's actually fat and oil. And then meat, a stack of card size to avoid lamb. Don't eat lamb. It's too fatty. Avoid bacon, too fatty. And just use lean cuts. And then fish, a good choice any time. And then eggs, 1 at a time, 3 a week if you have high cholesterol. Beans, avoid beans with added sugar, like baked beans. Make your own beans. Now, interesting about beans, it has a effect on your next meal. Second meal effect, they call it. When you eat a food now, and with your next meal, the beans will lower your GI of your food, which is actually beneficial. But I must warn you, don't eat too much beans. It can become your favorite food, and then you can pick up weight with beans. I always check these days when I check food, I say, do I lose weight with this? Can I pick up weight with this? Because it's very important. Some food, if you eat too much of it, it will make you pick up weight. If you don't eat a lot of it, it will make you lose weight. So, starch or carbohydrates is new baby potatoes, 2 or 3 at a time. That's a better choice than a big potato. Yes to brown rice, basmati rice, and long grain rice, but only 2/3 of a cup. You have to measure it. And then whole wheat bread, low GI bread, only 1 slice at a time, half a sandwich. Ne? Avoid pap, eat barley and wheat instead. You can think all of it is, pap isn't that rough. And then big flake oats are good choices, especially for breakfast. And I like it. I make the quick oats for my kids, and they don't like it anymore. So it doesn't taste good. They're used to the roughage, and it's nice. You can chew it. It doesn't just glide down. It takes time. And pasta is okay, but 3/4 of a cup. Avoid processed pasta. Make your own, and do not overcook it. So there is the food. Now I've got a bunch of stuff here. You'll see. Now, I wanted to show you, this is a plate. Can you see how big this plate is? Now, this is a charger plate, okay? You usually don't eat out of this. And then you get these plates that you buy from the store where they have packages for plates and cups and saucers and the whole thing. Now, this is the size you get with that, okay? Can you see the difference, okay? And then you get your small plate, side plate, okay? Can you see? It's actually very big. Now, I once read an article where a guy talked about the 9-inch diet. In the olden days, this used to be the size of a plate. Can you see? Be careful what size of plate you have, because it makes a big difference what you put on it. Can you see? So this is the 9-inch plate, which I actually especially bought for this set. And this is how you eat your food. Now this is the secret. Half of it is fruit and vegetables, né? But you can see the inside of the plate. That is not part of the plate. That is decoration. Right. You can almost eat out of your small plate. Can you see? Okay. Vegetables, the green stuff. And then protein. This is your stack of cards. Can you see? This is what it looks like. Some people say a hand palm, but I can't do the hand palm thing. This is better for me. Stack of cards. And then same size stack of cards for your starches, your carbohydrates. And then in the middle, you've got a little dot which symbolizes the teaspoon of fat you're allowed, or the 8 nuts. You literally have to count them. Nuts are very addictive. So, this is what your plate should look like. This is a meal. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then you can have snacks in between where you don't have the starch. You just have the protein and a vegetable or a fruit. So, now the secret of eating is you have to know your... read your labels. Read your labels. Now, the secret is you get 10 coins. This is your pocket money. Okay? It's 10 of these. 10 coins. Can you see? Now, one of them are 15 grams of carbohydrate. 15 grams of carbohydrate. Now, the rule is you cannot have more than 3 per meal. You can't have more than 3 a meal. If you have more than 3 a meal, it spikes your blood sugar too much and it becomes stressful for your body and it has to release too much insulin and then the whole cascade happens and you want to avoid that. So preferably you'll have maybe 2 for breakfast, 1 for a snack, 2 for lunch, 1 for a snack, 3 for dinner, 3 for dinner, 1 for a snack. So you can have a lot. So 10 coins and 1 is 15 grams of carbohydrate. So that's how I remember it. So if for me, I would just say my fingers, I have 10 fingers, and now I usually eat it. And it's not rocket science. Usually you eat the same stuff for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you can just spread it out like that. Okay, now, let's read the labels. This is going to be exciting. Now, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the label? Okay, that's the label. Now, what you'll see here, you're looking for carbohydrates of which total sugar. Now, this one per 30 gram serving is 1.9. Now, this is nuts. Okay, so it doesn't have a lot of carbohydrate. So we say 15, so it doesn't even reach 1. Then you get, because the nuts are fat, so you can look fat. 16.7. But the point is, you don't have to always read the labels. You buy the same stuff. You read it the first time. First 2 weeks, you're a nerd and you put on your glasses and you figure out how many coins are in a packet. And then you have your recipe. Then you know 1 cup of whatever is what you need. Great. So like chicken noodle soup. This one's got 10 carbohydrates for 15 grams. Okay, and then you have to work out, it's a sum, but you have to work it out. It's going to be complicated. you know, so it's got a lot of carbohydrates in this one. If you do the whole packet, it's about 68. Huh? It's a lot, but because it's a lot of carbs, flour probably. Now you get beans. I like beans. Carbohydrate with total sugar, 35. You see, and that's for 100 gram. So this will be more than 2 coins for 100 grams. So you have to be careful with nuts. And then you get milk. 9 grams for a cup of milk. See, it's almost a coin. And then honey would be, for 15 gram serving, it will be 12. Can you see? And then you get fruit. You see, fruit. I like Willie's fruit, not forever, but they give all the information for you, and then you can sort of figure it out, and then you can go buy the cheap ones. Okay, great. This one is 7 for 80 grams. 7 for 80 grams of fruit. Let's see. South Africa is actually difficult because now the tomatoes, also Willie's tomatoes, 0.6. That's a very good one. 0.6. So this is, you're gonna have bags and bags you have to eat to eat enough tomatoes. So I think the bottom line is people don't eat enough. They don't eat enough, and then they diet, and that disrupts their levels as well. You have to have something that will feed your body, because otherwise it becomes hungry. So eat enough, but check what you eat, because this is not equal to this. And it affects your blood sugar levels, how much you can eat at a time. And then also to make sure that you eat the right balanced meal. Vegetables, meat, carbohydrates. So there you go. So if you have problems with heartburn, make sure that you have food that spends time in your stomach and to dissolve, because it helps you with digestion. Now, yes, so that's the low GI diet. So like I said, I have a document. I can send it to you if you're interested. Just send me your email address and I will share it with you. And my passion is to help people be independent longer. And diabetes is a challenging thing. If you can figure it out, just figure out the breakfast you eat and the lunch you eat, and if you eat out, how you're going to fix it to make the relationship of food better, so that you don't need to think about it that much. And it's a good motto to share with your family and friends, because everybody needs to take care of their health, because it becomes expensive, and it's not just taxing on you, it's taxing on the whole family. So I hope that helped you a little bit, talking about diet. My name is with Marty, and now I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Oh, subscribe to my channel, like it, ask me more questions. I have a page, Diabetes Health, and I have a page of Feed First. So yes, I do lots of stuff, and I'm busy with the food care course, and food care course for diabetics and for carers, which just creates resources. I don't always have to give the speech. You can just go and press play.